Now, Flesh-Eating Mothers is a 1988 schlocky horror movie where suburban moms become raving cannibals with an appetite for their children. And here are 5 reasons you should watch Flesh-Eating Mothers. Coming up on SYNOPSIS Horror. Now, Flesh-Eating Mothers tells the story of a rash of suburban mothers who are cheating on their husbands for various reasons. Now, some are in loveless marriages, others are being physically abused, and some are being just quite devious. But the entire story hinges on the one man whom all the moms are sleeping with. For starters, he's also married and is pretty much the neighborhood playboy. But what these mothers don't know is that their neighborhood playboy is carrying some sort of weird STD that only manifests itself in the women he sleeps with. I mean, it doesn't do anything for him, but for them, it turns them into flesh-eating cannibals, and they only crave the flesh of their own children. If this doesn't make any sense, that's fine, because neither does this movie. But why should you watch this movie? Reason number 1, children die a lot. I mean, Flesh-Eating Mothers is a movie about cheating wives who contract an STD that turns them into cannibals who crave the flesh of their children. I mean, horror movies typically don't have children being murdered. Well, not in this movie, because 95% of the victims are children, and the smaller they are, the more susceptible they are to being eaten. And I'm afraid the little ones are the first ones to go. Reason number 2, practical effects, but terrible. Now, Flesh-Eating Mothers tells the story about cheating moms who catch an STD that causes them to eat their children. And in a movie like this, all of the work was done via practical effects. But I'm afraid most of it was terrible. Now, movie magic isn't supposed to be obvious, sort of like pro wrestling or sleight of hand magic. When you can see the magic part happening, you kind of need to go back to the drawing board. But don't let details get in the way of this movie, because they shot the scenes and said, you know what, screw it, good enough for us, and Flesh-Eating Mothers was born. Reason number 3, not real actors. I mean, Flesh-Eating Mothers is a movie about cheating wives who catch an STD that makes them want to eat the flesh of their children. Now, as awesome as that sounds, this movie isn't to be taken seriously. Yet the charm is in the bad. I mean, it's so bad, it's good. Because this movie has bad acting all over it, from the softcore music to the video game graphics. But this movie's worst attribute was the actors were not Hollywood people. No. These people were said to be hired by responding to an ad in a magazine, and some of them might have played in stage parts in high school. But that was it. Reason number 4, a PSA for AIDS and infidelity. Yeah, Flesh-Eating Mothers tells the story of how cheating moms contract an STD that turns them into cannibals as they try to eat their own children. Now, while the premise is pretty good, the movie serves as a PSA for the AIDS epidemic during the 80s, and it also serves as a PSA for infidelity. No, this isn't subtle. One guy in the movie says this virus is from God himself for people who cheat on their spouses. And within the movie, they run a mock PSA that is very close to the 1980s ads for AIDS. I mean, the similarities are just too striking to be a coincidence, because this movie has it all. But let's do a tally. Spousal abuse, child abuse, infidelity, STDs, animal cruelty, and pseudoscience. I mean, what more could you ask for? And reason number 5, no editing. Yeah, Flesh-Eating Mothers is a movie about cannibal moms who try to eat their children. I mean, this movie is bad. So bad, you can't stop watching it. You know when an actor messes up or flubs a line? The natural order of filmmaking is to start over or somehow edit it out. This film crew decided to throw caution to the wind and leave all the mistakes in the movies. Yeah, like there are countless times where an actor messes up and starts over, and our filmmakers decide to leave everything in, including the mess ups. And by far, the worst part is when one guy's being eaten alive. He starts to openly laugh, only to later in the same scene, he starts to scream. I mean, one girl, when telling her friends that her mom ate her brother, she laughs mid-sentence.
My mother eating my baby brother.
And you would think this would be edited out.
No, wait, I'm not kidding.
Nope. This movie leaves it all in. Anything this bad must be watched. And until next time, when said Talks Horror.